going on, guys? SargeantsTechTips. I'm going to be showing you what you should and some of my personal preferences, what you should do with Windows 10 after you install it. So I have a fresh copy of Windows 10 Home here. I reinstalled it because my overclocking software, certain overclocking software was not working. It was not installing properly. I could not find any fixes online, so I decided to reinstall Windows 10 and do this video. So there's a few things I like to do. Some of these are personal preferences, some of these are not personal preferences. So one of them I do recommend is if you go to the Start menu down here, click on the Settings icon. You're going to want to go to Update and Security. Obviously, you're going to want to check for updates. That's something you will want to do. Go down to the Delivery Optimization tab and turn that off. So what this does is if you have other computers on the internet with the Windows 10, if they're running Windows 10, it'll use your bandwidth to send updates to the other computer so that basically your bandwidth is being used at the same time as your computer's updating and their computer's updating, because it's taking that download, that update, and setting it to other computers on the network, and sometimes even just PCs on the internet, especially if you're on a public network. It can be handy in some cases if you have a slow internet connection and you just installed the Windows 10 updates somewhere else with better internet connection, then you can get Windows updates. But I personally turn this off because I have fast enough internet where I really don't have to worry about that, and I really don't have to update that Windows that often unless there's a security patch or some sort of patch for an app or something like that. Another thing I like to do is I personally like the small icons. So these are the two icons you get. I'm going to go ahead and delete Microsoft Edge because I'm going to be installing a new browser. But what I like to do is I right click on the desktop, go over and click small icons. Now if you would like, you can do view and then do large icons if you're into that sort of thing. I personally like using the small icon. Another thing you should do is you should actually go to the the Start menu, Settings, Update and Security. You're going to go to Updates and click View Optional Updates. Driver updates. So if you are on a pre-built computer like I am personally, but I usually like to go through this and select the ones I use. I select them all unless there's one that I know is not compatible and will mess something up. You don't have to install these. Like the SyncMaster one, you don't need. It might help performance a little bit. It might not help performance. I'm just saying if you do this, you can also go back. So if you want to, you guys can do not a time machine. You can do a backup, and I'll cover that more later down the road. But you guys can do like a short little backup. It's kind of like a time machine on Mac, but what it allows you to do is if an update fails, it can go back. But if you also pay attention, some of these have dates on them. And if it says 2017, don't install it. You really don't need to. You can install it, and then it should just update automatically, but it doesn't always update. Some of these Intel drivers anyway, if you're on an Intel CPU or even a Ryzen CPU and you already have a graphics card, some of the Intel stuff is not needed. Management and engine interface is probably needed. Some of these system ones are probably needed, but it's not required. Another thing I like to do is I like to use dark mode. That's something we need to get. So if you would like to enable dark mode, go down to the Start menu, click the Settings icon, and if that's not there, you can go ahead and click the Windows key and type in Settings, and then you can do that. What I like to do is do dark mode because it doesn't hurt my eyes as much, and I use my computer a lot at night. So we're going to go to here and go to the Personalization tab. We are going to do Colors. You're going to click on this tab here and then click Dark. Should automatically switch. It might take a second. I usually use the red color, but I guess it doesn't matter. I'll just keep it on blue for now. And if you don't like the wallpaper because it's too bright, you can also go to Background and use any of these backgrounds. I use this one until I get my background set up, just because it works good. Another thing I'd like to point out, I use the small taskbar preference. Not sure why, but I enjoy using the small taskbar. So I also get rid of some of this stuff because I don't need it. So there are ways you can do this. There's actually multiple ways, but I'm just going to show you the simple way. So if you go down here to your Start menu and right-click on your mouse, go ahead and click Task View button. It'll disappear. Right-click, Show Cortana button, turn that off. Search, hidden. I do search icon. Now to make your taskbar smaller, you can right-click Taskbar Settings, and then you can just go to Taskbar and do Use Small Taskbar Icons. You can also go down here to turn system icons on or off, and you can turn any of these on if you would like to. Like if I turn on touch keyboard, click it, it brings this up. So if you're on a computer with a touchscreen, then that's something that would be very helpful. This is not my personal preference, but if you would like, if you're moving from Windows 7 or even Windows 8 with the long taskbar, I don't think Windows 8 had that, but it might have taken the settings from Windows 7. But if you like it so it shows the labels on the icons, you can actually do that by clicking Always Hide Labels and click Never, and it'll pop up with the interface. I personally don't use this because I have way more room on the taskbar, so I tend to not really use this that much. I usually just do Always Hide Labels. And if you're also somebody who likes to hide your taskbar, you can go ahead and just click automatically hide in desktop mode and it just goes away. I personally like having it on my desktop. Now this is more of a personal preference, but you can go to the start menu. I actually like to remove some of these. I also like to expand this. I remove all these. I think the only one I keep is weather, but I mean, even that I really don't have that much of. So I'm going to go ahead and uninstall some of these just real quick. Alrighty guys, so as you can see, if you go to my start menu, I have all these apps up. I am going to edit this more, but I mainly use this for apps that aren't on my desktop, but I also don't want on my taskbar. So it's like apps that because I have OCD, so I have to have everything look nice, so that's just the type of person I am. So there's also one thing I want to show you. So a lot of people don't realize that OneDrive is installed to your computer, pre-installed with Windows 10. You do not have to disable this. I'm not going to disable it because I will be using OneDrive, but if you would like to uninstall it completely, Microsoft makes it very easy. What I tend to do, though, so it doesn't mess up, you can actually go down here to the drop-up menu. You're going to right-click on the OneDrive, click Close OneDrive, close. And a keyboard shortcut, hold down the Windows key, click R, and then you're going to type in app.wiz.cpo. It's going to take you to the Programs and Features tab in the control panel. Go ahead and right-click on Microsoft OneDrive and click Uninstall. You can also go to here and just click Uninstall, and it'll bring you to the same page here. Another thing I like to do is I like to actually edit my notification center. I didn't use it at one point, but I'm more using it often now that I'm using more Microsoft apps. Also, for some reason, the new Windows 10 updates do not have the Microsoft Store enabled, so if you guys would like to have it on your taskbar, because if you're used to that, or if it removes it, or if you're just installing Windows 10, like a fresh install, because I would say at least every 3 to 4 years I would reinstall Windows 10, because there's a lot of like dump files and stuff that it's going to build up, and it's going to slow down the computer over time, depending on if you have a solid state, though. So if you would like to add the Microsoft Store back to your taskbar, you can go ahead and click the Windows key and just type in Microsoft Store, or just Microsoft. Sometimes you have to do Store if you have other apps called Microsoft. Right-click on it and click, pin to taskbar, not unpin from taskbar. Now to edit your notification center, you can go down here, click on the settings icon, go to System. You're going to go to Notifications and Actions, click Edit your quick actions. It's going to pop up with this. I like to get rid of some of the ones I don't use, so airplane mode, it's probably not going to be used. All settings I like to keep sometimes, it just depends on my mood, I guess. Turn off VPN, I also keep, these are usually the 4 I keep. I keep all settings, nightlight, focus assist, and screen snip. You don't need to have screen snip, because if you actually just hold down the Windows key, Shift, and S, it's going to bring this menu up so you can do it. You probably can't see it, but you can like select the screenshot size. Oh, I took a screenshot by accident. But the one thing I like to do is if you actually go down to the settings and go to accounts, go to sign in options, go ahead and add a password, because I did not add one. We are going to do my password. I almost just said it, and we'll be right back once that's done. Alright, so my password is entered, so go ahead and click finish. Now what I like to do is I like to add a PIN, so I'm going to go ahead and add my PIN. It will prompt you to put your password in, just an FYI. Now go ahead and put your PIN in. Click OK. And your PIN is all set up. Now, I personally like using a PIN because I do not have Windows Hello or a fingerprint reader, which you can get for desktop, but I just prefer the PIN. So if you're trying to install an app, then it's a lot easier because you can just put your PIN in without having to type the whole password in if you haven't installed an app before. If you guys would like to also add more users and say you're coming from Windows 7 or 8 and you just can't figure it out, you can actually go to the the start button, settings, accounts, go to family and other users, and click add someone else to this PC. Now it is going to prompt you to do a Microsoft account. If you would like, you can disconnect your Ethernet cable or just go down to your Wi-Fi thing and click disable Wi-Fi, which I need to do anyway. Or you can do I do not have this person's sign-in information. It's going to pop up with this. Click add user without the Microsoft account, and then you can do that this way. Now, another thing I like to generally do is update my video drivers because Windows 10 will pre-install Windows drivers, and they're never up to date for that matter. And having up-to-date video drivers for your graphics card or your integrated graphics is a nice thing to have. So if you have Intel integrated graphics, you can go to Intel.com and go to their driver support, but I'm going to be showing you how to do this for Nvidia. If you guys would like to know how to install drivers for Intel, Nvidia, or even AMD, please let me know and I will do a video on, that topic. So go down to your browser and then go to Nvidia.com. Or you can click the link in the description and it will take you to the drivers page. So go ahead and go up to the drivers if you're on Nvidia.com. You're going to click GeForce drivers. It's going to pop up with these automatic driver updates, which you can use. You can also go to, you can also click drivers and click all NVIDIA drivers, and it'll take you to this more familiar page. I like to personally use this page, but the other one's fine. So what I usually do is I go to product type, GeForce. You're going to want to do, I have a 1060, so we're going to do 10 series. Do not click notebooks. I don't think it'll actually matter, but if you're installing like the driver for the GPU, I would recommend installing the driver for your GPU. If you would like to know what your GPU is and Windows automatically install the updates, this is very simple. Go down to your taskbar, right click, Task Manager, more details, go to Performance, scroll down and go to your GPU. It should tell you what it is. So I have an Nvidia GeForce GTX 1060 6GB. So it doesn't matter what drivers you install for that like amount of VRAM, just make sure you have it for the right series. So I have a 1060, so that's going to be a 10 series. Go ahead and click 10 series, scroll down and do 1060. Now the reason it doesn't have a TI because the 1060 never had a TI. The 1060 is at a 3GB of I think GDDR5, and then a 6GB, which is a variant I have. I from what I know, it's not really recommended to install like 1080 Ti drivers because it can mess up. I have accidentally done that before. I personally like to use, if you go to GeForce drivers, which I'll leave in the description for both of those pages that I showed you, I like to use GeForce Experience, which I already installed, or I downloaded. I'm not going to go through the setup process, but I can do a review on that if I have to. So if you guys would like to change the refresh rate of your monitor, depending on what it supports, obviously, say you have a 75 Hz or a 144 Hz like I do, you can actually do something extremely simple, and I'm happy they added this. You could either right-click on your desktop, click Display Settings, or you can go to the Settings icon, go to System, stay on Display, scroll down to Advanced Display Settings. Microsoft added this refresh rate ticker thing you can use. Go ahead and click that. So what you want to do is you want to click on the refresh rate and then click 44 Hz, or whatever refresh rate you have, obviously. It's going to pop up. Go ahead and click Keep Changes, and now I'm at 144 Hz. You can't see it because, I mean, you're either watching this on your phone or your computer, and it's probably not going to show. It's YouTube downgrades the videos to 30 FPS. Just wanted to point that out there. Well, guys, that is how you set up Windows. Well, it's not how you set up Windows 10, but that is a way you can set up Windows 10. This is a lot of my personal preference. This is also something you can do at home if you guys would like to. That's really it for this video. If you guys would like me to get more in-depth with this, maybe I can do a review on Windows 10. If you guys have any questions, please let me know in the comments below. I am open to answering your comments as quick as I can. I have been really busy lately. I'm not sure when this video will be uploaded, but I also wanted to say Happy Thanksgiving to people who I have not said it to. Yesterday was Thanksgiving, but I haven't slept yet, so I'm kind of out of it right now. I do need to get sleep. I don't know if when this video will be uploaded, probably either the 1st of December or the 2nd of December. I actually don't remember, but anyway, guys, like the video if you liked it. Dislike the video if you thought it sucked. Please let me know what you guys think in the comments below. I'll see you guys next video, and peace out.